Hey guys, welcome back to art class. For today's lesson, you are going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, and a permanent black marker. If you do not have a permanent black marker, you could use a regular black marker, but then that's going to change what you do in our lesson next week. So it's probably best to use a black permanent marker if you have one. Alright, so hopefully you watched that video on the artist Chris Uphues and you looked at his arts that he creates, and we are going to be creating our own project in the same style. So the first thing we need to do is turn our paper the long way side to side like this. We are going to fill our paper with a few hearts that look a lot like the hearts that Chris Uphues draws. So pick a spot on your paper. I will probably choose this corner down here, and we're going to draw one large heart. When I do a heart, I start in the middle, I come up, around, and down, and then I start in the middle again and try to do the same shape on the other side. Now there are a couple things about these hearts that we want to make sure that we do. You don't want them to be too tall and skinny because we are going to try to put some faces in here like Chris Uphues does. So if your heart is too skinny, you're not going to be able to fit faces into your heart. Now we're going to fill the rest of our paper with hearts, but we want it to look interesting. We want there to be some interaction between our hearts, not just a couple hearts on our paper. What I mean by that is that we're going to have some hearts overlap each other. So what I want you to do is draw 5 or 6 hearts that are nice and big, nice and wide, so that they can fit faces all over your paper in a lot of different spots. Now don't be afraid to overlap them like this, or some of them can even come off of your paper. Like this one comes off of the bottom of the paper. This one will go off the side of my paper. Like this. Take a few moments to finish drawing the hearts on your paper. The next thing that we need to do is add faces to our hearts. Now I'm going to put a copy of this handout in the Schoology assignment. This is a ton of different eyes and mouths that are inspired by the artist Chris Uphues, and you can use this as a guide and pick and choose some of these options to put on your hearts. I'm going to add one more to fill up my space. Now before you get started on your faces, take a look at your paper and make sure that most of it is filled up with these hearts. You'll notice that I don't have a lot of space in between them, but that the majority of my picture is the hearts. Now I'll just do one as an example. So I will pick some eyes here. Now when you look at the eyes and the mouths on this handout, and you copy them onto your paper, try to break it down into shapes. So you might look at it and think, oh, that's too hard for me to draw, I can't figure that out. But what you can do is break it down into steps or different shapes. So I just did these ones. I like to look at the outside first. So I see that the outside is just like a big curvy line, like a tall rainbow shape. So that's what I did first. The bottom is a straight line. Now that I did the outside, I can move to the middle and see that there's a straight line splitting it in half, and then a curvy line for the pupil, and a small curvy line on the inside for the white part of the eye. By breaking them down like that, it will be easier for you to recreate them from the handout to your paper. Now, after you fill in a face on all of these hearts, you're going to take your black permanent marker and you are going to trace all of those pencil lines. Now permanent markers often bleed through the back of your paper, so make sure that you have something down underneath your paper so that it doesn't get on the table or the space that you are working. Again, if you do not have a black permanent marker, that's okay. You can use a regular black marker or a washable black marker, but then that will change what you're going to do for next week. So, fill faces into all of your hearts, trace them in a black marker, and then upload your picture to Schoology. I am going to put a finished picture of my project on Schoology for you to look at, and hopefully it will inspire you on your own. Don't forget to upload that picture, and then you'll be all done with art for this week. Have a great week, and I will see you next time.